Yeah, we're just gonna run the spirit. Alright, let's go.
Take off any hat. My hair. Alright, imagine what you have put on. Alright. It's called Laimna, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahusha, Hashem, B'Kadash. Alright, Shalom, Shalom. We'll give the honors to the elders of Great Millstones. Alright, yeah, so once again, I want to give double honors to the elders of Great Millstone and Shalom to you sincere brothers out there who treat with sincerity. Alright, with the Hebrew Israelites, back at you once again. Alright, to prophesy the downfall of Esau's kingdom. Alright, and to bring remembrance on the children of Israel, which consists of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Alright, to bring us back to our power, which is Yahweh. Alright, to our Lord, Yahushua. Alright, so it's Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh means He is. Ba'Hashem means in the name. Yahushua means He saves and He delivers. The Paleo Hebrew tongue, which is the holy tongue that you. Those are the only. That is the only language that you could call upon the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son. All right, those are the only names that they will enter by through prayers. All right. So, yeah. So there's no premeditated, title or anything like that. So we're just gonna roll in the spirit. All right. Kind of want to roll in from last time. Oh yeah. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's through the spirit. Whatever happens. But you get Ecclesiastes, the thing from last week, or not last week. Last camp. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we could get a little bit in prophecy. Because we mentioned it 2 days ago that how tensions between Russia and NATO and stuff like that. Now there's that quote invasion that's happening. It's obviously propaganda, but Lord willing that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Rakazah, that quote invasion that they're speaking about, turns up. I don't want Rakazah, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Rakazah. Just like what it says in Habakkuk, though it tarry, wait for it, for it shall surely come and will not tarry. And we have to still keep up on our watch when we see such things. Right? So yeah. And while we're doing that, we have to also, keep doing this work, consistently, constantly. All right. Just as it says, give diligence, make your calling and election sure. We're growing into some dire times. And these dire times are speeding in quickly and quickly. Oh, did you hear about the sanctions that's happening in Russia?
Oh, the U.S. in the Western countries.
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, in Germany and stuff like that. Yeah, so
Germany going so much.
yeah.
But it's
Shit. I had a dream. Like, it was very short, but we were all sleeping, right? And then the siren. It was weird, man. We're in New York, but we're back in PA at the same time.
You just say that.
Yeah. Like, it just popped in my head.
Yes, about the sanctions America on Russia responded something about the American people shall suffer the consequences. Right? And one of those is the gas prices. They're gonna skyrocket. Gas prices here are gonna skyrocket. With all the things that's happening with the economy and stuff like that, the willing this year, man. The willing this year, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Rakazah, that this year the dollar crashes, man.
This is to show the balance of the eyes, because they have China and Taiwan. They got they got Russia and Ukraine. That's things that can trigger World War III. You know what I mean?
Can you get I think it's Isaiah 37.
Can you just show Babylon something? You know?
Is it the title? Read the title.
It said, what will most likely trigger World War III?
And it's already prophetic. You know, just as the scripture say that the Lord shall Magog Gog. And who are the people that's in the land of Magog? That's the Russians.
This is the main event right here. Iran, U.S.
You know how the Lord is working, how He's putting the hook into Magog's job. You know, when somebody is pumped up like this, like, you know, then you know that they're doing some grave acts. You know, and you know there's constant talks how if Russia does this, it will start World War III, or it'll cause a war or anything like that. You say that just know this, that you doing this, even though you know you doing this can cause a war. Just know that there was diplomatic options that were available. You chose this side, and that's how Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is putting the hook into Magog's jaw. You know? Did you get it? No, it's not Isaiah 30. It was 47 slides. And you could read.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Shalom.
It says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone.
And the reason they call tender and delicate is, you know, that's referring to Babylon the Great. You know, this place, right? The daughter of Babylon, right? The reason it's called tender and delicate is there was no major war that happened on this land. All right, there was no major war in that sense, no world war. You know, and World War III is going to be coming here. All right, it's going to be coming here. All right, and yeah, continue.
It says, take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Yeah, continue.
It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
And how that's happening, that nakedness shall be uncovered. Remember, shapely spewing come out of thy name. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, and you know, some brothers have been posting up some videos how they're talking about Iraq and stuff like that, right? And you got this this Ishmaelite girl, right? She was talking about how was it, how did she say it? How did she say it? I'm trying to remember. She started talking about this country, how this country was established with the blood and backs of the slaves.
They established on the back of the slaves, but they were still trying to eradicate Gad.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
to
committing
take up more
genocide.
space. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shameful spewing. Esau's trying to remove that history. He's trying to remove it. That's why he's taking down these statues and stuff like that. You know, he's trying to remove that history. So people, you know, don't remember it, and so that shameful spewing won't come out on him. But it's going to happen one way or another. And who's revealing that? You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the great millstone is revealing that. You know, and it's spiritual. Why this doctrine is called great millstone? You know, they you know, it's so off. It's so off and different from these other doctrines. The way they name theirs. You know, and it's prophetic and spiritual how you know the apostles named this doctrine Great Millstone. You know, and through the Spirit, you know, through the Spirit, we're causing vibration. This truth is causing vibration through the Spirit of power. You know, we're causing vibration on the earth. Brothers are waking up on every four corners of the earth. You know, waking up to the Great Millstone doctrine. Yeah, I just watched a little bit of the brother from I think it was Ghana. I think it was in Ghana. You know, I watched a little bit of him. You know, and it just amazes me how the brother is saying, you know, give double honor to the Father and elders of Great Millstone who will. And I was listening, I was like, yo, and hearing, well, first of all, he was like, we give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who will. And I'm like hearing that, and the brother's like on the other side of the earth. You know? Day unto day, other speech, night unto night, show knowledge. You know, it's just, yo, man, I love that. Yeah, that, just as Yahweh shall say, if thou have the faith, the signs of a mustard seed, thou shalt move mountains. What does that mean? Mountains referring to governments. You know? A mountain could be referred to a government. And you know, and literally, these governments are shaking, man. Because the prophets are a major sign. Especially if the prophets are on the four corners of the earth, that means the whole world is involved.
The word mountain, another word for it is summit. And that's why when you see on the news like summit meeting between, like, let's say Putin and Biden. You know? So it's a summit meeting. So it's a meeting of mountains.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
says take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. It says thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, and you know, once again, people are seeing those indigenous schools in Canada and stuff like that. You know, every single one of them had mass graves of children. You know, Gadite children. You know, damn. Yeah, the top or extreme point of something, a mountain or a hill. The hills, the mountains referred to. The hills referred to these smaller third world style countries. And you got the mountains, major countries, the major governments. You know? Yeah, continue.
No, I'm saying like the mayor, or they consider purpose. Like the mayor of the city.
The hills aren't even that big. With a mountain, it's hard to see the top.
It's just on a different level, like a lower rank. Because a mayor of the city is not going to control the rest of the Babylon.
It says thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Now, not meet thee as a man. Who's that referring there to? That's referring to Yahushua. Because Yahushua is the one who's going to meet. He's gonna meet Esau, right? He's gonna meet Esau, the so-called white man. You know, from the. Yeah, you can go. But yeah, so. Yahushua, he's not meeting Esau as a man. He's coming as an angelic force, you know, as a godlike force, with the heavens of heavens, with the glory of his Father, you know. And then, and once again, the prophets are a major sign. That's why it's, you know, that's one of the reasons why they're shaking up. These mountains are shaking up. Why they're trying to motivate things, you know. And I just can't help how Biden, you know, Biden's putting these sanctions and stuff like that, right? Listen to those higher ups. listening to his hierarchies, right? You know, but ultimately these nations are they think they're working together, but at the same time they have like their own, you know, their own agenda to me. That's what they, yeah. Continue.
Got 2 precepts from Shout Out Black Wings. It says, this second Exodus, chapter 9, verse 3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
That's why we always say keep on our watch, because we don't know when exactly, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to return. When Yahushua is going to return, we don't know exactly when Yahushua is going to return. You know, that's why we always got to keep on our watch. You know, and like shit, man, Yahushua, he's not meeting Esau as a man. He's going to be that. Once again, he's going to be that terrifying force. That's why all the nations are going to be wailing. Wailing is a deep sorrowful cry. You know? Yeah, continue.
It says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, his name, the Holy One of Israel. Just sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldean, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
Yeah, because these nations are going to see it. That's why they're going to be. You know, that's one of the nations when they're standing afar off, right? And they're seeing Babylon the Great burn. You know, they said there was no city like unto this great city. You know, and Esau's kingdom is going to be a memorial unto all the nations on how not to rule a kingdom. You know, referring to I think it was Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, I think it was 14th chapter, but I'm not entirely sure. Might be, yeah, somewhere around there. I know it's in Wisdom of Solomon.
Forecast, 15th century. For dog students, probably from forecast, meaning conjecture, estimate of a future course. And it says here also divination by reading signs.
Because the watchmen, they're like are similar to you know, your weatherman. Because we can see the signs of the times. All right, and we know that the clouds are collecting up. We gotta prepare.
But it also shows that Esau is not even a forecaster anyways, because he can only do part of it. A prophet is actually the real forecaster, because he can see all the signs from the clouds and all the events and everything else.
You know that scripture. Thou hypocrite. Thou hypocrite, you can discern the signs of the sky. You can discern the signs of the sky. Just put there we go.
This is Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And he answered and said unto them, when it's evening, you shall say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning,
if I'm visualizing this correctly, when they say the sky is red, it's because the sun is setting and they can see the sky. They can see the blue sky turning red because the sun is setting. Because that's evening is referring to night.
I'll start on 2 again. Matthew 16:2. Yahushua answered and said unto them, when it's evening, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather. Today, for the sky is red and lowering, O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but a sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left it and departed.
There's also one that's similar to that one you read up. So Luke 12 and 56 says, ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and the end of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time?
Because if you look at it, GMS is the only doctrine that goes into, like, you know, from as much as I know, you know, GMS is the only doctrine that goes into these types of things when it comes to prophecies and stuff like that, you know.
Especially the MOTV. You know, they won't. Other camps, Splitting camps, they don't have it. They don't have it at all. They just set up as a stumbling block anyway.
I'm gonna just get this. You know, we get out pretty much the same scriptures every fucking week, bro. We're broken records out here. Alright, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High is occupied in the meditation thereof. It will seek up the wisdom of the ancients and be occupied in prophecies. You know, and that's how you're gonna know. That's how you're gonna know the true men, anyways. You know, because you know through the wisdom of that man. You know, because he's gonna be giving his mind to the law, as in he's gonna be fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, always being motivated. You know. Let me. So that wise man is giving his mind to the law of the Most High, because he's going to be constantly motivated through the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, always on his watch, you know, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, so that he's going to be always constant in holy conversations, just like what it says in 2 Peter chapter 3. You know, that man is always going to be occupied in holy conversations. You know, can you get that? 2 Peter chapter 3. And then, yeah, just go over it. Right? Go up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, they just started
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversations and godliness?
Yeah, so you're gonna constantly be meditating on you know the truth and the word, everything like that. You know, you're constantly being diligent. You know, and you know especially you know tuning into brothers' live streams and stuff like that. You know, that's also a type of meditation, because you're gonna be putting your mind upon them. You know, you're putting. You know, you're just going to YouTube, right, and seeing the brothers' videos there and clicking on those videos. You know, you're meditating on the truth. You know, always putting your mind to it. All right. So, can you actually get an etymology or a definition of meditation? Just for like a deeper meaning. Yeah, that's actually good too.
Yeah, meditation. Contemplation, devout, preoccupation, private devotion, prayer, all French meditation. Thought, reflection, study.
It says study to make that self-proof unto the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. There's many ways to study. There's many ways to study.
Acts of meditating, continuous calm thought upon some subject.
It said every man must be persuaded in his own mind. If he's persuaded, he's going to be constantly thinking about it.
There's more here. There's plan, devise, practice, rehearse.
Rehearse the right steps. Rehearse the right steps. Because if you constantly think about it, your mind right now should be on getting ready for the Passover, for the Pesach, the Pesach. You know, your mind should be upon that. Now, through the Spirit, and we mentioned it. The Pesach is going to be on the March. It's going to be beginning March 16th. It's going to go all the way up to March 23rd. You know, and that's the beginning of our new year. That's our new year. You know, shit, bro. Like, you know, that's the spirit how we just like brought that up. Like,
that could be, you know, Lord willing. You know, if we decide to end it there,
yeah,
you know, and start anew.
Who knows? Because like, man, we don't know, but all we can do is just like contemplate, and that's a type of meditation too. But you can't think too deeply on it. If you keep if you keep a deep thought upon it, you're gonna start persuading yourself that it's true. You know, like some men do. You know, just holding a holy conversation with the actor or anything like that. You know, it always filters out what is right and what is wrong. Yeah. So yeah, let me. That's why the Heavenly Father, he calls it the big thing. Yo, out here just tempting the Most High, man. Now, one person who fell off and died, man, they still didn't learn their damn lesson. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it there. Papa, should I eat? No. Yeah, you can go now.
Let's start off with 4. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 4. It says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee.
That's the only power, the only names that we can call upon. Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. You know? Bible start repeat that again.
As for our Redeemer.
Actually, read the verse before that. Listen to this closely. That's why it says, you know, when I was listening to this, it just ticked at me. Not this. When I read this before, it just ticked at me. I'm like, you know, it gave it a separation between these two things, and I'm like, And read it again. The verse before that.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts.
Verse before that.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. That's verse 4. Yeah. Starting to figure. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take my vengeance, and I will not.
He said, I will take my vengeance.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
And you know, right there, I immediately thought of Yahweh Shai. Keep going.
says, as for a redeemer, the Lord.
As for our Redeemer. Yo, and then I'm like, it's kind of like a separation there, you know? Like Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, but you know, Yahweh Shai, he's sending his son to do that judgment. You know, he's both taking vengeance upon Esau, Edom for all the iniquity and all the blood shedding of the Israelites, but he's also redeeming you know, those chosen men, the elect, that election, that 1/3, and 144,000.
Says, as for a redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
Esau's no longer going to be that top. You know, America's no longer going to be the face of how civilization should be. You know, because you can see all these nations trying to build up their own style. New York, you know, they all got their square, their Times Square, bro.
They still, even though they want to do their own thing, you can tell that Esau is still
they're junking with that wine.
Yeah. They still have to drive their cars. They still have to wear suit and tie.
They still gotta go to work. They still gotta go to work, pay their bills. You know, all of that.
They have that Western way of life.
Yeah, that Western mindset.
You know, that Western mindset. Esau mindset.
Yeah.
You know?
You got men wearing female clothing, women and women wearing men's clothing, stuff like that.
All that magic. You know.
But you can see another thing is that you can also see women wearing jeans and stuff. You know, that's it's not supposed to be like that. Shit.
People marrying horses and dogs and light poles and cars and shoelaces. People getting married with shoelaces. You know, I mean,
I like the way the shoelace looked at me. The moment we locked eyes, it was love at first sight.
Ever since I put it in that look,
it was perfect.
It's the way you look at me.
Oh my God, bro.
Those eyes. Those eyes.
I know we can keep going here.
It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdom. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thy hand, thou didst show them no mercy.
Yeah.
Upon the
Esau, that's that shameful spewing, because it's being revealed that the way Esau achieved and got this land, you know, he did mass murder, man. He did mass killing. Not even killing, mass murder. Absolute murder, man. Killing without justification and everything like that. He did it off his own enjoyment. That's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushua says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And then they got the nerve to say like this ain't your country. You illegal.
Yeah, I hear that
Speak
a
English.
lot, man.
You know, like who the hell are you? You know, you don't even belong here to be rich.
Yeah,
Here with.
shit.
You know?
That would be hard for me to hold it back. Somebody said that to me. I'm like, you Edomites, this is not your land. This is not your land. Never will be. You got it off of bloodshed. You're the intruder.
Now they get to keep it to fire.
Like that comic book Abba showed me. It shows Edomite guy saying, go back to Mexico. And she sees him talking to a so-called black man. Go back to Africa. And then an Indian Gadite showed up, and he couldn't say anything. Because that was their land originally.
Yeah, shit. And the Israelites' land wasn't originally in Africa. You know? Shit. And it's not like they came here. You know, the southern tribe came here by choice, or even the northern tribe, bro.
Says,
except the Gadites and stuff like that, bro. That it goes all the way back. Man. If they think that their lineage stays here, they should be here.
This land here was Gad, Reuben, and Issachar, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know.
it's one thing I can't stand when them drawing all of us into their history, like we're all used to be monkeys. Give me a ball or some shit like that.
I got this Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. This Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city with iniquity.
Shit, bro. Well, that's what it says. Once again, since thou hast not hated blood, you blood shall consume me. I kind of want to. No. You just keep going.
This is Isaiah chapter 47 verse 6. It says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them unto thy hand.
Zechariah 2. Zechariah 2. Keep going.
It says,
What? I think it was actually.
It's Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they deal not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt see to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
Esau did some very fucked up shit, bro. He did that shit. You can't even write it in a book. He did books and books. You know, Esau did some fucked up shit to our people, man. You know, to us. I'm gonna say to us because all of us were in that situation. You know, in our past lives. And that's why the mentality of these certain men that trying to save Esau in the kingdom, that mentality is instantly going to change you because they're going to remember what Esau did to them in their past lives. You know how you know might go like, you know, just like a situation like literally stabbing a woman, right? Why is she pregnant until she's dead? And then what made you want it? Yeah, you know what really was fucked up when I heard it was like Esau split the womb of our women, right before they're pretty much ready to, you know, to give birth to the child. Slit the womb of the woman and let the baby fall down, and then stomp on the baby. You know? Esau's fucked up, man. He's gonna get it. He's absolutely gonna get it. You know, and you know that's another reason why vengeance is in the heart of our Lord. You know, that's another reason. You know, all we can do out here is curse this fucking kingdom out. You know, well, first of all, prophesy, bring our people into remembrance, all right, and curse this kingdom out. Because it deserves it. This is a wicked ass kingdom, man. So yeah, you can, oh no, you can. Oh.
Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they shall not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
Yeah, that's what it says. It says, he that was it? He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall be led into captivity. You know, and Esau led us into captivity. Every time they hear that, they don't want to hear it. You know, all of a sudden, you got 2/3 Jakes that just want to save Esau. Like, why? Like, after all they did to you. He said, I shouldn't be judged for what my fathers did. Well, too bad. Because we will judge for what our fathers did, so will you. You ain't that special. And we're the chosen people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You're not. If we were judged for what our fathers did, you are also going to be judged for what your fathers did. Alright? And the Heavenly Father and His Son is going to be the one. Is going to be the one. You know, hey, what was it saying? I forgot what I was going to say. It's just in my mind. All right.
Isaiah 33:2. O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning. Our salvation also in the time of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's actually going to be that Zechariah thing. Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 6. I was robbed of my people. I have polluted my inheritance.
The inheritance is that it's the land of Israel. You know, the land of Israel itself. It's been polluted because he gave it into the hand of Esau. Into the hand of the bastard.
It says, and given them
So
and given them unto thy hand, and thou didst show no mercy upon the ancient, hast thou heavily laid thy yoke.
Both the people and the place. Continue.
It says, thou given unto thy hand, thou didst show no mercy upon the ancients, hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things into thy heart.
And that continues with it in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. You know, and Esau has that mindset that his house shall continue forever and ever. You know, you can see that with these people who can imagine the future, flying cars and all of that. You know, now those windows are being darkened. Those people who have those type of mindsets. Why now that all they can see is the destruction of humanity as we know it. Anybody saw that video? Recently, the brother was made a video about it. I think it was the brother Mike Tyson one from Man of Valor. He did a live stream about it, and this dude saying that they're about to be judged for what their fathers did. That's what he sounded like, and the brother's like, that's it. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know? But yeah, you know, these niggas said they don't wanna be judged for what their fathers did, right? Yet they're living off the fruits of what their fathers did. They don't want to give it up.
You don't want to be judged.
They neither keep it at home.
You don't want to be judged with your father, then you give the land back.
Yeah, they don't want to keep it at home.
They still doing that now.
Yeah, with Ukraine.
With Ukraine.
Yeah.
That's how you cut it.
Now it's now Esau versus Esau.
They're just going to pick up because they got allies. These other kids.
But then again, you know, they got the other heathens out there, the other nations like Iran, Taiwan, Moab. You know, so all that, those are little streets that's going to kick off World War III. And the major one is Persia, which is Iran. That's the major one because that's going to collect all these nations to come in one spot. It's not that major war there. It's a lot of space there for
the Valley of Yahweh Shaphat. Yahweh Shaphat. Yahweh's judgment.
All nations are going to be judged.
Or in English, it would be Jehoshaphat.
And who's going to make that grand entry in that time?
Yahweh Shaphat.
Yahweh Shai is going to make that grand entry.
Yeah.
You know, the main event, the ultimate undertaker.
I can bet Esau already knows about like that prophecy. He's going to try to steal it. He's going to try to make the word go back void. He's going to try to steal the war this way. All of a sudden, no matter how much he's trying to steer it, he wants to keep going this way.
Exactly.
Whatever
the wicked does, that's already part of the prophecy anyway.
Yeah,
it was part of that plan.
He tries to steer it away just for it to actually go in the direction where the Lord wants it.
Yeah.
Like no matter what Esau, that's why it says nothing you can do against the truth, but for the truth.
It says, if thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
And that's why the appearance of the prophets reminded them. Now they're thinking about the latter end. They're like, oh shit, I thought we did a really good job of getting rid of them. That's why those men that came over to the apostles that was like long time ago, asking how they got it. How did they do it? You know? They spent millions of dollars trying to keep it away from us. How did we do it?
Exactly. Their plan, that plan will become their own.
Yeah, shit. You know? Let me get that. You know, for edification's sake.
The truth will come out.
The truth will come out.
You can't.
And that's why that's why you got Ezekiel. I think it was Ezekiel talking about. Ezekiel was talking about the valley of dry bones. Our people were dry bones, but the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, made us alive. You know, and Elijah was the first one. You know, Elijah was that first one. And Abba Bindens is Elijah. You know. Let me continue. Oh, let me read this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse. Let me start at 5. Alright, it says, for our time is a very shadow that passes away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed so that no man cometh again. And how the brothers from Dallas broke this down is like, that's Esau's mindset, man. I believe it was the brothers from Dallas. That's Esau's mindset. Esau thinks that after death there is no return, there is no reincarnation, nothing. So that's why his mindset is that YOLO. And that's why his mindset is like that. Yeah. You know, and that's Esau's mindset. That's why he thinks that he's gonna live and die without any recompense. I believe that's it. Let us enjoy the good things that are present. Let us speedily use the creatures like as in our youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments. Let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without a part of our voluptuousness. There you go. Voluptuousness. I think that's voluptuousness. Yeah. Okay, I will pronounce it. All right, let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that in which is feeble is to be found nothing worth. And that very law of justice is going to be his shackle. That's why he can't touch us. V-O-L. Not it doesn't have R-B-M. V-O-L-U-T-T.
Any desires or appetites. Yeah, like no, usually they find it like that. Today it's like skeleton.
What? Yo,
Today like a bottle.
bro, what the fuck, bro? Alright, let me continue. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble to be found with nothing worth. Let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. Because they know they're going to reappear again, but they know they're going to reappear, but they don't know when. They know they will, but they don't know when. Because they understand the prophecies.
You see that in
Some of the times.
like disaster movie, like an invasion, or like there's a meteor's going to hit the earth, and you know what Esau does? Esau wants to party until there's nothing left. Like they want to just waste.
Let us party like it's the end of the world. Type of thing.
Oh yeah, like just like some party until like next night.
Yeah. Because it's most likely people that the end of the world will be 2000.
But that's Esau's mindset. He just think like he got nothing else to lose, so just let him have it. Like,
yeah, he's got that mindset. So it says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is the clean contrary of our doing. He upbraided us with our offending of the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh, or how they say God, and he called himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. That's funny, man. Esau is a big Esau. Look, you got the vessel of honor, you got the vessel of dishonor. So it says, remember what it says in Ecclesiastes. I think it was Ecclesiastes. I think it was 33. Sorry. Yeah. So, it's Ecclesiastes 33. Let me just read this really quick. Ecclesiastes 33, verse 13. It says, as the clay is in the potter's hand, he fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render them as he liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against the other. So there's going to be a righteous man in this kingdom. That has to be his adversary. His adversary would be that sinner. You know? And that's how the Most High works. You know? It says in Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Yes. So Esau is the one controlling this world at this very moment. If you go to Ezra, I think it was one of the books, the second Ezra. It might be the first one. The second Ezra. It talks about. I think it was chapter 6. Let me see really quick. What shall be the dividing line? You know what that's like, right? Yeah, let's see. Yo, even that's it. Even no, he said we're living in biblical times, in biblical proportions, in times of biblical proportions, and that's true because we are. You know, we're living in end times. We're about to see the end with our very own eyes. And if we do this work, we're about to see the return of Yahushua, and he gets to look at us with a smile, rather than anger, with an angry face. You know, we won't be ashamed. We men doing this work. You know, we men doing this work, and the ones that believe in Yahushua, we're not going to be ashamed when Yahushua returns. Alright? When Yahushua returns in these other doctrines, and you're going to call upon him, call upon Jesus and God, or whatever they say in the book, you know? And Yahushua has this on his garment that no man knew, but he himself, and we're included with him. Why? Because we're his body. You know? No man knew but he himself. And we're the body of Yahushua. You know? And we know this name. And we're going to call him Yahushua. Yahushua. You know, when we see him. You know, all of us, man, we're going to be falling to the ground, man. We're going to be falling to the ground in tears, man. See Yahushua. We're not going to be, once again, just like we mentioned in the minicamp, we ain't going to be wailing like these men, like the people in this world is.
The other people just going to be running to and fro.
They're going to be astonished. They're going to be astonished, and they're going to have that. Check what it says in
the wicked just going to come out.
Yeah. So this is what it says in Psalm chapter 5. It says, when we see it, we shall be, verse 2, when we see it, we shall be, now let me start at verse 1. Then shall this righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made all kind of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strength of his salvation, so far beyond what they look for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we have sometimes in derision and a proper reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered with the children of Yahweh, or the children of God? And his life is among the saints. Oh, holy shit, bro. Just wanted to put that out there, man. Damn. We're doing this work. We're doing this work to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Even when we're in times of trouble, we're still trying to please him. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is looking at. Why? Because we have to have that mindset of Job. Even after death, when he still, what is it? How does it say? When we still have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I brought the paraphrase. Damn. You got the thing. Yeah, you got it.
In 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answer I, Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they should be.
But you should have started that 7. Because if you go to the 6, it would talk about
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I, and said, what should be the parting asunder of the times?
So once again, who knows about this? You know? Who knows? Yo, all of these dudes know. You know? Except the puppet. I would say except the puppet, Joe Biden and shit like that. Because that's not the very puppet. The ones that's higher above him, they know that their actions will lead to this, but they're trying to avert it. But no matter if they try to avert it, it's still going to go the way the Lord wants it to go, because He made Esau to be adverse of him, of his ways, of the men that He created, the men that He created. Yahweh Shem Yahushua knows exactly what He wants to do. Because he made it. He written the story. You know? So Esau's going to try to advert the prophecy, just for him to try to advert it, and him attempting to advert it fulfills prophecy.
But when shall the end of the first in the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So it's all this entire world as you know it is literally how once again how Putin says it, biblical proportions. Why? Because this entire world revolves off two main characters, Jacob and Esau. Right? Jacob and Esau, or Esau and Jacob. You know? And the whole world revolves off. You know? From the very clothes that you wear to the very mindset that you have, you know, your entire mindset and everything revolves off of Esau and Jacob.
The education system.
Yeah.
And the so-called religions and philosophies and the science.
And the reason we say that.
And your own the world's common sense.
Yeah.
You know.
The reason we say that is because this once again, Esau is the one ruling this world at this moment. You know, and you know, well, shit, man. It's pretty much self-explanatory. This whole world is revolved off of Esau and Jacob. The story of Esau and Jacob. We're living in the time. You know what? Just keep going.
This world is the same cycle over and over again. Grow up, when you get to the adult home, pay your taxes, work hard to earn a living. You know, it repeats.
Die and leave your debts to your children.
Leave your debts to the children. Meanwhile, what you don't know, whatever inheritance you got, there's also an inheritance tax on top of that. Esau always trying to take it. But no, Jake wants to be happy in this world. He's trying to be comfortable.
He's trying to live in a land that's not his own. That's a stranger's land. Alright? Jake don't gotta continue in city here. Alright? We don't gotta continue in land. Oh, they said, oh no, you got Africa. Nah, bro. Over there, that's the Hamites. You know?
Hamites don't even like Jake.
You got all of South America. Bro, all of the places there are controlled by Esau. By puppet lords, pretty much. Damn, what about the Mexicans? It's still the same thing.
Still controlled by the Spaniards. And they don't even have to call themselves Spaniards, they're just independent Spaniards. It's still a top elite Esau in Mexico.
There's mostly all these nations have Esau.
And even if some of these countries in South America, in Central and South America, they may have such a president, but guess what? He's still a puppet of some higher up. For Esau, in 2 Henry 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that follows.
Yeah, so once again, this entire world revolves off of Esau and Jacob. We're living in the world of Esau right now, and this world is coming to an end. Alright? This world is coming to an end. And the prophets are a pure sign of the ending. The ending is coming about in your very lifetime, man. In your very lifetime. Alright?
I was reading and looking into the Apocrypha, researching it out, and they all pretty much said the same thing. The question was, why was the Apocrypha taken away from the Bible in the first place? All the excuses that when you read it, it says because there were scriptures within the Apocrypha that was non-inspiring. Then you ask yourself, non-inspiring to who?
To who?
To who?
It always talks about the destruction of Esau or these other nations, man.
So Esau was not inspired by it.
It has deep, it's very deep prophecy.
It was straightforward. Esau
Yeah.
is the end of the world. So Jacob is the beginning of the
And
problem.
it's funny how they kept Yahushua's words. Because since Yahushua spoke in parables, you know, in the midst of those parables, it's the true truth. You know, and only the men that are given to understand the mysteries will see that there's prophecy that's talking about the destruction of this kingdom, everything like that. And especially the book of Revelations. This entire kingdom, this entire world, no one in the entire world can understand the book of Revelations but the men of the Lord. You know? Starting with the prophecy that goes so on down, man. At the end of the day, we got the 100%. You know? Whether they like it or not. Men can't, the wise men of this world can't understand the book of Revelations. The first conclusion they get onto is the beast is actually a giant creature. A giant beast. The dragon's actually a dragon. The woman right on top of the dragon's an actual whore. Like, you guys are dumb, man. You guys are really stupid. Like for real. You know?
That's when I see it too literal.
Yeah, like hell's an actual place where you burn forever. This land that you're on is hell. And this place is going to burn for a very, very, very long time.
And hell simply means the grave.
And that doesn't mean you're going to burn forever. You know? Yo, how about Yahshua can make it where you actually burn for quite a while. Your spirit don't leave that body until he chooses.
This is pretty much a valley of bones.
Yeah. You know? This is that valley of dry bones. So let me continue with this. Let me start at 13 again. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 13. It says, he professes to have the knowledge of I'm gonna say it verbatim, God, and he called himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us to even behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. You can see it by how the prophets themselves, bro. You can't see any other doctrine doing this. We're the only ones out here doing this. There's no other doctrine, no other heathen. All right, there's no heathen that does this or anything like that. It's only us, the Israelites, the true biblical Israelites that will be doing this work, man.
Especially across the world.
And yes, across the world, you know, we're the only people that will be rehearsing the righteous acts and everything like that. We're so peculiar, we're so strange, you know, to these people out here.
We are weirdos.
Yeah.
We're weirdos in this world.
And I believe the brother got into the word mysterion. It goes all the way down to the word weird, if I remember correctly. You know, the word mystery. You know, because it went all the way down. It goes deep. If I remember correctly, how the brother went. It was the brother Atazu one from the Men of Mela.
Oui, ça fait des mauvaises images quand on fait.
Weirdness. We're weird. Oh no, I think you're on weird. I thought you were on mystery. What? Go to there was a certain thing that the brother got out, and it goes
from the Greek mysteria, usually a plural mysteria, secret rite or doctrine, and practiced by certain initiated persons only, consisting of purification, sacrificial offering, procession, songs.
And what's the sacrificial offering in this here, bro? Us coming out here, bro. You know, that's why Yahweh just say my burden is light. Anyways, let's instead of going into that, let's get can you get Zechariah? But you know, people. Huh? No, he got it. Yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't have a. Actually, you get Zechariah. Get Zechariah chapter 2. I have it reading.
Chapter 2, verse 1.
Yeah. Actually, you finish up what you had before, Isaiah 47.
Zechariah what? Zechariah 2.
2 verse 1, and then just like you down, but not yet though.
Let's start over at 7. It says, this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 7. So thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter of things.
Yeah, so that's why I was getting Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter, because we're out here. Since we're out here now, Esau remembers, and now he's trying to do everything he can to remove this shameful spewing. But no matter what you do, there's always holes being created. He's going like, and then another hole.
He's creating Swiss cheese. Because he's removing statues and certain symbols that supposedly is against Jake. But at the same time, he's removing what happened to Jake and everything else, and that's just going to create more headache for him now. You know. In other words, like he's trying to make plot holes in the story, and it's easy to tell a plot hole.
That was funny when that Israeli girl said, like, you're not sounding like an American and stuff like that. And the girl said, well, I mean, I read, and how the people like with the explanation points. Have you seen that? You haven't seen it? Even Apostle Rippo, he talked about it. He played the audio, but a few brothers he uploaded it. I think if you go back, you might find it. But if I can find it, I'll probably send it.
Isaiah chapter 47 verse 8. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children.
It is going to happen. It's going to happen speedily. It's just going to happen in a Sunday. Keep going. That war is just going to happen just like that. And I don't worry about the Zah, it's this year.
It's like
how about Shimi Al Shah about the Zah is this year? Because that's what we always gotta do. We gotta, hasten it.
That's right. Yeah.
Hasten the Al Bashimi Al Shah. Speed up these times, man.
It's gonna be just like Terminator 2. Everything go nice and dandy in the playground, and all of a sudden that nuke just hit.
Yeah, that scene with I think it was a military. I don't know. He looked like a.
That's another one. Yeah, that's another.
He looked like a Simeon or Issachar.
That was Issachar.
Having a picnic.
Having a nice day.
He threatened ICBM missiles, and people just took it as a bluff. Yet here he is now, quote, invading Ukraine.
You know what? Ukraine wants to be invaded. That one part, Ukraine, they don't want to be part of Ukraine. And you know what? Russia recognizes them as independent. So pretty much becoming part of Russia
threatened U.S. If Hillary was to be elected, he threatened U.S. that he would do something. That's one of the rumors I heard. That he would do something to U.S. if Hillary becomes elected.
I don't know.
That was during the Trump. This is therefore hear now this. Thou that art given pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sources, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Or the multitude of her sources.
It says they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Keep going.
It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me.
That's why we're grievous to his sight, because we're always pointing him out. You know, we're always pointing out his wicked devices and stuff like that. You know, his devices is referring to schemes, wicked schemes. You know, and our words have some massive vibration. Though it doesn't seem like you know, like our camp videos and our video videos do much, it definitely does a lot. You know, the more aqua. Oh, it's not it's actually aqua. Akim and aqua, you know, join up to the body of Yahushua. You know, the more that mountain gets shaken, because every time a person wakes up, it draws them closer and closer to their destruction. Keep going,
Says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and no one else beside me.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge have perverted thee. You know, it says, does not Yahweh make foolishness the wisdom of this world? You know?
Sorry.
It's alright. You know, and the wisdom of this world, you remember how I said, like, what is it, oh shit, it's slipping my mind. It slipped my mind, damn. That's not, alright, let's go.
Says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and no one else beside me. Since therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from the...
There it is. Now I remember. Remember how I said, like, Esau knows about these certain amount of these prophecies, right? And he's going to try to advert away from it. Like, try to make sure that the way that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, has spoken it, he's going to try to make sure that it doesn't go the way it was spoken there. So it'll make the Lord, the Heavenly Father, look like a liar. That's what his plan is. But repeat that part again.
Says
does not the Yahweh make the wisdom of this world foolishness?
Since therefore shall evil come upon thee, that thou shalt not know from whence. No.
That was it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Alright, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it risen, and mischief shall fall upon thee.
Yeah, so it's going. So it seems like it's going east. Wait, I can't.
that what Esau does is still part of the prophecy. There's nothing going against
For the truth, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just gonna. It seems like it's going Esau's way, and then like right there, it's like bam. So it's not going Esau's way anymore. He said, "What? What's happened? What's happened?"
Yeah,
Keep going. It
yeah.
actually gets into that.
There are movies like that. Like everything's going on, right? Like everything's going according to plan.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's
That's
they're like,
What was that? Was that part of the plan?
And then they,
what was that?
and then
What
they
went
knew.
wrong? What went wrong? You know?
Yeah, everything was perfectly placed. What went wrong? And that's it continues into that. Yeah.
Curse you.
Keep going.
It says that therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it arisen.
He thought that all these nations were with him. He thought we had an agreement. What's this? And all of a sudden now these other nations are just like all of a sudden turning against Esau. Like what's this? Keep going. That's just
It says therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt know from whence it arisen.
thou shalt not know.
That's
Right?
yeah, thou shalt not know from whence it risen. And mischiefs.
What it means, thou shalt not know whence it risen, is when it began. When did it stop going his way? When did it? It just seemed like it was going his way the whole time. All of a sudden, there was also a scripture saying, referring to Esau, that Esau's mindset is that the Lord is with him, that the Heavenly Father is with him, and all the things that he does. I just can't remember the book and the chapter and verse it was on though. But I remember there was a precept like
that. It says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off.
That should not be able to put it off. It's gonna keep coming. It's It's like breaking down that dam. Now all that water is crashing down. There ain't no way you can put that water right back up. Keep going.
It's like a wildfire.
Yeah, that wildfire is hard. It said Esau can't control wildfire.
It says, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. To stand now that thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein.
Now everybody's seen Esau's shameful spewing. How is Esau going to try to dodge it? How are you going to dodge your history? How are you going to dodge your now everybody knows about your mischievous schemes. How are you gonna get out of this situation? Keep going.
It says, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
How you gonna convince the people this time? How you gonna do it? You know all of this began when once Esau, let's just say once the internet was created. That's when it began. That's when it began. You want to go deep into that? That's when it began.
Esau thought that the internet was going to be
In his favor. That he can easily check the people now. All of that. Actually, it's the other way around. Now everybody's gonna know about your shameful spewing all across the world.
Because every information got dumped into the internet.
And not just that. Now people are thinking differently than the way Esau wants it. Now all of a sudden these people who are dumb, really dumb and easily convinced are now turning their back on him. Now all of a sudden are turning towards him with an evil eye. That's why with this mandate, right? If I can even say that, if that's even part of the algorithm, with that people are refusing to take it. Keep going.
it says, "Thou art worried in the multitude of thy counsels,
Say that again. Wary. By the way.
Thou art wary in the multitude of thy counsels."
See, that's what we mentioned. How did this begin? Like you can imagine a round table, right? And they're all together. They all got their plans and everything. What went wrong? We had everything correctly. It was going our way for so many years. All of a sudden, it just went right out the window. How did this begin?
All taking place in this situation. With the general arguing. The Secretary of State talking about diplomatic issues. The president saying, what are we going to do? The Department of Defense saying, go to DEFCON 4. No, wait, not yet. And it's all day.
Not yet. Our plan over here has not been completed yet. It's going the opposite way of what we wanted. How are we going to fix this? We must fix this for us to do this. Our other friends, that's why it says that the devil come with great wrath, knowing that his time is short. Roughly perfect. Since he knows his time is short and his plan is not going his way, he's going to come with great wrath. He's going to pour it out on everybody. And everybody's going to see it. They're like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. You do this or you don't get this type of thing. He's going to be straight out. He isn't going to be like for the people type of mindset now. He's going to, you do this, you ain't, or you're not going to get this.
Either you with us or you are against us.
Yeah, and that's why he's going to start killing people who don't take it. That MOTV, referring to the MOTV. He's going to start killing people who don't take it. He's going to take drastic measures. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit if you lose your job or anything like that. He's going to kill your ass. We're not taking it. But continue.
It says, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel, not the astrologers."
Astrologers. Bro, what?
Astrologers?
Astrologers, yes.
Astrologers. Man, that's not words. The stargazers, the investigators, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
And I can't help it. I can't help it. But all of those, they all look into the sky. All of those that he just mentioned there, all of those type of scientists and shit like that, they look into the sky. Now, all of that's coming from the heavens, and your end is coming from the heavens. All right. Yahushua's coming back, man. Remember that's what it says in that's what it says. I can't remember which it says oh, I think it was Zechariah 4. Yeah. It says this is the curse that go forth all over the earth. Roughly perfect. Yeah, read Zechariah. Read Zechariah. Yo, read Zechariah 2.
This is Zechariah 2 verse 1. Oh, wasn't it? I got a little bit left.
What?
I got a teeny bit left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Says right now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
No, that was it. I got the word.
Yeah, that's good. Shalom. Y'all about to be out for the KGC, bro.
I got the word right. What do you mean?
Keep going.
No, that was all.
Oh, that was it? Right. Yo. Stop.
This is Zechariah 2 verse 1. I lifted up mine eyes again and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then said I, Whither goest thou? And he said unto me, To measure Jerusalem, to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. And behold,
What that's basically referring there to, those kind of spoiler to that verse. You remember when it says, "Go in the midst of them and set a mark upon them that sign, that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." And him measuring and doing all of that. That's pretty much what he's doing there. He's setting a mark. He's setting a mark upon them. that true number. Can you actually get that? If you can. Set a mark upon them. That's fine. Yeah. Continue. Continue.
Verse 3. And behold, the angel that talked with me went forth, and another angel went out to meet him, and said unto him, Run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem shall be inhabited as towns without walls, for the multitude of men and cattle therein. For I, saith the Lord, will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her. Ho, ho, come forth, and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord.
And that's what we put our refuge upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So we put our refuge upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And he's a protector. In these coming times, we need to be that Jerusalem without walls. We need Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to be a fire, to be that wall of fire around us. In these coming days. That strong tower, yeah. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it in the safe. Not just that, this also says in Habakkuk, the righteous shall live by his faith.
For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord.
No, wait. He said, flee out of what? Say that again. The verse above that.
Verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord.
And that's not literally take a plane and get a plane ticket and fly out of America. That's not what it means. All right. You escape Egypt by what? Escaping the philosophy, the mindset of this world. All right, returning onto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Rehearsing these righteous acts.
Repenting. That's another word.
Yeah, repenting on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Re means back. Repenting means
I'm back.
I forgot what repenting means. I think it was sorrowful. Sorry. Yeah. So be sorry. Come back to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in a sorrowful state. And all of us most likely were like that, man. Shed tears. I mean, at least I was. Shed tears. Coming back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And like hating Esau for all the things that because I took passion in learning astronomy and stuff like that. Just to learn that everything was pretty much a lie. Esau didn't know about all of this shit, because he never actually went out there, and all of that, But I took that to heart, and I instantly got into the truth like that. But so coming back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you gotta repent and follow the righteous acts and everything like that. That's how you escape Babylon the Great. It's through your mindset. Coming back to our Lord, Yahushua. So continue.
For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon.
That's how you do it. That's how you know that the Israelites are here. It shows that America the Great. I mean, Babylon the Great.
They more comfortable with everything. Everything he still give them. Even when they go through hard times, they still gotta go to Esau for more comfort.
That's what it says. That's what it says. Proverbs 1 and 3. That's those simple-minded men love that simplicity.
Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent. After the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye.
Hey, when I heard that, it instantly also thought of Yahushua. When he sent me to do what? Onto the nations? You know, because Yahushua, what does Yahushua mean? He saves or he delivers. You know? Did you lose yourself?
No.
Oh, repeat the verse about that again.
Oh, sorry. Zechariah 2 verse 8.
Yeah.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that touches you touches the apple of his eye.
Bro. Esau can't touch us, man. You know, and when Esau tries to come down with great wrath and stuff like that, he's going to try to touch us. There's going to be some men that are going to be martyrs because they're predestined to be like that. You know, but then you got some men that aren't going to be martyrs. They're not gonna die all the way until Yahushua's return. They still ain't gonna die. Why? Because they're gonna defeat death. There is no death after that. You know.
The second Esdras 14 and 14. Let go of thy mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Put off now the weak nature. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. And haste thee to flee from these times.
Oh, that's a good scripture too. Yeah. You know, there's also Hebrews. Hebrews chapter, I think it's chapter 12, I believe. Verse 1. It says set aside that weight that so easily beset you. You know? That's the first thing that popped into my mind. Oh, yeah.
For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Yo, that's actually that's a good ass scripture.
For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Yo, yeah, that's actually a good ass, that's a good scripture. You know, it's sometimes the case where I feel like it's best to suffer our afflictions now in our troubles now than later. Because the way these people are going, man, you know, they're gonna suffer much worse than what we're suffering at this moment. So we got it easy at the moment. We got it super easy. You know, just to be, you know, we go through it now, so we don't have to suffer later.
And even it'll come to a point, like, let's say if anything happens, like if we get taken, you know, and even if we end up in the guillotine or whatever the case may be.
If we end up as martyrs, you most likely won't even feel pain. You know, if they do try to slice off your head and anything like that. You know, or at that moment, that guillotine comes down and it just like, you know, it just zents or anything of the sort, or it just hits your neck and it's like right there. It didn't chop it off. It just stopped at your neck and you go like, you're like closing your eyes. And you're like, you get out and you break the whole thing.
You never know. It'll probably be like it's like a spoof comedy. You're in the guillotine, that thing comes down, that thing, nothing happens to you, and you go like, you look around and you see the guard's head already come off instead of you.
Oh my gosh.
Or you close your eyes, you wake up and it looks like your position's changed. Now he's on the guillotine, you're up.
You never know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so you're just gonna lift up that standard against him, man. Yeah, that's spiritual power, man. You never know when that spiritual power is just gonna hit. You just always got to put your faith in Yahushua no matter what. I think I remember that. I think I remember reading that. Yeah. He was bitten by a snake. He still lives, bro. It's just. That's a good point.
That faith, that measure of faith you have.
Yeah, man.
You know?
You continue.
Verse 9. For, behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion.
The Lord of hosts has sent me. That's Yahweh. Like every time I think about it, it's like every time I hear things about Israel being delivered this, Israel being delivered that, and he that sent me and all of that, or the Lord of hosts is his name, or the Redeemer, the Lord or Redeemer, or all of that, and I'm like, because Yahusha, that light that was guiding us out of Egypt. Yahusha, that was Yahusha, bro. You know, remember, Yahusha was talking about Moses. He said, you listen to Moses, but you don't listen to me. And Moses written of me. I'm like, yo, bro, that's deep. That's deep.
The Lord of armies.
Yeah, shit, the world. The Lord of hosts. You continue.
He put the Paul scripture.
Listen. This is Acts chapter 28, verse 3. Yo, so why do y'all worship your shot, bro? Rakata Yahweh. Yo, it says, this is Acts chapter 28, verse 3. It says, when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And the barbarians saw the venomous stick hanging on his hand, and they said among themselves, no doubt, this is a murderer, whom he had escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffered not to live. And he shook off the priest into the fire and felt no harm. It's like, man, imagine the barbarians like their face, they're like, what just happened? Like, how are you fine, dude? First of all, the viper just came from the fire, bro. The fire, like, I thought you were gonna die. I don't know. It's like,
you know what? That's probably what they got that Chuck Norris
oh,
joke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
So was it?
Chuck Norris got bitten by a snake. 15 minutes later, the snake died. You know? They got it from Paul.
Yeah, shit, bro. Yo, you can. Yo, the why do y'all watching your shop for the precept? Rakata, bro.
Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come. For lo, I come.
Repeat that again.
Zechariah 2 verse 10. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith the Lord.
I will dwell in the midst of thee. You know, just like what he did in Egypt. I'll dwell in the midst of thee. He said, when 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. You know, and that's why where that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is that wall of fire. Why? Because there's always those ministering angels and stuff like that, you know, hovering about us or anything of the sort. I still remember the brothers from LA about to be attacked by 2 dogs, you know, and those dogs were running at them like some crazy ass dogs, man. And then like the dog hit something and whelped and ran away, you know, and you know, just like I remember watching it. If I remember correctly,
It could have been an agent.
Yeah.
Just smack that door.
yeah.
forget in that bug out that we had at one time.
Oh yeah! Damn, thank you for reminding me. I forgot all about that. Yeah. You got that bug out, you know, what that happened like a few months ago. Damn, it's been months ago. You know, and we were like, you know, a little bit down the street from here where we are. And that bug out was all up in our face and everything like that. You know, and I was reading a precept, and then something hit me in the spirit. And I started getting louder, and I started reading more angrily. You know, and while I was doing that, the dude was yelling over me. And like this, how this has a metal sheet over the front of like a store or anything like that. It just went like bang, like they did it really loud. And there was a guy, if I remember, like according to my brother, I didn't see it because I was like focused on the book.
He just went like.
Yeah, he was like, and he started walking. You know how like if any brother play like Grand Theft Auto or anything, and they see something like dangerous, they start walking.
Yeah, they act
Like walking super quickly.
Yeah, he reacted like the sky is gonna fall on him.
Yeah, I don't think the camera caught it because at that time.
The camera didn't catch it, which is really weird. The camera skipped that part. It literally cut out. It literally froze a little bit and then came back. And I was like trying to come back to it and try to get a clip of it. But it was nowhere on the video, which is really weird. You know? It was really weird. So you know it was an angel, bro. Like there ain't no doubt about it. Like that's the first thought. Was an angel.
Porque ya fallé, no te digo. Ya fallé yo con la.
Verse 11. Verse 11. And many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people.
Those many nations, it's referring to the Israelites that were scattered abroad. Oh shit! Oh yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the LA thing. Oh, I thought you were talking about the.
No.
Yeah,
You know what they also have?
I was about to say, like, wait, what? It wasn't taken out. All right, yeah, continue.
And many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, and thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto thee.
Yeah, and you know, and why he says that, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me unto thee, because you know, the brothers of GMS, we say it doesn't matter how your skin color looks or anything like that. You could look like a damn Edomite, bro. And you could, and you're out here doing this work and prophesying and all of that, and you'll be protected by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You would know that it was Yahweh Bahashim in the name Yahushua that was sent to protect us. You know, that sent an angel to protect us. We will know because we will know that the doctrine that we're teaching is true. You know, and it was from the Father, who is only begotten Son. You know?
That's how you know that when
The only that like what I said was understandable.
I mean, you can't all get it. I mean, like, yeah, that's how we know that when we go by the scriptures, you know, according to Yahweh Shalom, you know, how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how he's with us. If we go off saying something else and cherry pick this and that, you know,
If something
you know,
happens,
it's not working.
If something happens and we're delivered from it, right? We know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua got our back. You know, we know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua got our back, and that's why that's why he says you have to know that I know the Most High.
Verse 12. Verse 12. And the Lord shall inherit Judah his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation.
I love that precept. Yo, I'm gonna start repeating that again. That precept.
Be silent, O all flesh, before the Lord, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation.
Oh my gosh. Because like the first thing I think is, you know, I keep mentioning it every time I hear that. It's like that badass king exiting his throne. You know, it's like fine, I'll do it myself type of thing. You know, Thanos style, yeah. Yeah. That's a good precept. Matthew chapter 10, verse 20. It says, "For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of the Father which speaketh in you." Oh yeah, in Psalms 2, yeah, that's a good one too. Psalms 139 and verse 23. "Search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart. Try me and know my thought. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me into the way everlasting." That's a mindset we should have, man. You know, especially coming out to camp.
We should have it all the time. We should have it all the time.
Especially coming out to camp, because you wanna roll in the spirit and not of your own way.
And especially this upcoming bazaar.
Yeah.
You gotta have that mindset no matter what. There's gonna be a lot of things gonna distract you, which those are just mostly principalities.
It's funny. It's like
but you always gotta like
once you're like
keep that meditating in that mindset.
Once you're like doing the Pesach, the Passover, right? Once again, was it March 16th or March 23rd, all the way to March 23rd. You know, it's funny when we're doing the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's all of a sudden all the bread looks good. You know what I mean? Like people start to offer you things or anything like that with leavening in it, and you go like, come on, like all of a sudden, why are people offering me, you know, things with leavening in it, anything like that, you know?
That's you know what? That's how the devil works too. You know, because like when you try to meditate, Satan was just trying to present you with a lot of things that are not good for you. You just gotta reject all that. You gotta reject all that. Like,
that's a manner of fleeing from Egypt. I mean, fleeing from Babylon. You know, having that mindset. Yeah. If any brothers got any precepts.
Yeah, he put it in the Matthew and Psalms.
Oh, yeah, you're late.
Oh, yeah, you already read that?
Yeah, you're late.
Slack.
Alright. Precepts. Oh yeah, you had that. Yeah, you can read it.
Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house, meaning ancient men, meaning the old men.
Yeah, and you know that, and who's the one going to be leading them? You know, Yahushua. Because Yahushua is that ultimate angel of death, man. Shit.
Yeah, he did it before. He'll do it again.
Yeah,
you know,
he did
it in Egypt.
Yeah, he did it in Egypt.
Where
Yeah.
we kill off all the firstborn, man and beast. And beast, when you say man and beast, there's also, you know, there's also creepy crawlers out there that were firstborn. They died too. You know, like insects and whatever. Yeah. Anything firstborn got killed.
He's done with that, right?
Yeah.
Alright, brother, put up 2 more scriptures. Wait, slot. 3 more scriptures. Oh, wait, never mind.
Just fired it up.
5 more scriptures. It says, this is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. This is the conversation about the, you know. It says the heart is says the heart is deceitful above all things. That's and okay. I just had a brain fart. Yeah, Jeremiah. Slack. I had a brain fart. Slack it. Says the heart is deceitful. Huh?
When you reading something, how'd you have a brain fart?
I don't know. I just like. All right. This says the heart is deceitful of all things, and desperately
wicked.
Desperately wicked. What the hell is wrong with my head, bro? Slack it. Says who can know it? It says this is Psalms chapter 51 verse 10. It says create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh. It says and renew a right spirit within me.
Yeah, that's why. Keep going.
Yeah, it says cast not away from thy presence and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
And that's why you always gotta be. I mean, that's why you always gotta pray the to keep the Rashak Kodash on you.
That's
You know,
scary
do the.
thing,
You know, you gotta pray in the Hebrew tongue. If I remember correctly, because I say it in sequence with the Adam Palal, would be what was it? I have to recite it for it to come to mind, because it comes to mind through the spirit when I'm like, you know, when I'm like praying and praying for that.
This is Isaiah chapter 32 verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and grid sackcloth upon your loins."
When the mark is being set upon those men, and the slaying happens, that's when they're going to start trying to get right.
So a lot of these women are going to get cut off really bad, you know, because even when they're crying, even when they're trying to hang on to the righteous men, because there's going to be some women that just shut up. Even when they're in turmoil, they just won't shut up, and it takes a quiet woman to just listen. Just say, "Hey, listen, listen. This is how it's going to go. You better listen to me. Shut the fuck up for a second. Just listen to reason." But no, they're going, "Oh, that's not going to get them anywhere, you know? That's not going to get them anywhere. You know, just shut up for a second, listen to instruction, you'll be all right. That's it, you know?
That's it. You got?
Yeah, that's all.
That's it? Alright. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna close up now. Alright. Amachi wapan ya hakurat sa kabyas here. Alright. Ka'alaimla al-hayinawa
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Ba'Kodash.
Alright. I want to once again give double honor spots to the elders of Great Millstone. You know, and Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Kodash. To all you brothers that were tuning in. Alright. And yeah. You know, I'm gonna end it off with the Shemai prayers. Shemai Yasharallah, Yahweh Allahayna, Yahweh Echad, Shalom. You usually miss it.